In today's world, something strange is happening across almost all societies. People feel more connected digitally, yet more disconnected emotionally. We live surrounded by millions, but many feel alone in a crowd. And at the center of this quiet crisis is a single issue we rarely discuss openly: the collapse of trust. Trust used to be something that grew naturally from everyday interactions. You trusted your neighbors because you saw them often. You trusted institutions because they served predictable roles. You trusted your community because you felt you belonged to it. But modern life has changed the way trust is built. Instead of long term relationships, we have shorter interactions. Instead of face to face communication, we have fast digital exchanges. Instead of a shared community identity, we have fragmented groups, busy schedules, and rising individualism. And slowly, without noticing, trust became harder to give and harder to earn. Research from low trust societies shows a two-way relationship. When people don't trust political institutions, they also stop trusting each other. And when people stop trusting each other, their trust in institutions declines as well. It's a cycle where mistrust feeds mistrust. Even in stable democracies, studies found that trust is not automatic. It is built over time through consistent behavior, fairness, transparency, and shared social norms. When those elements weaken, people pull back, become cautious, and begin to assume the worst instead of the best. At the personal level, some people tend to trust too easily while others trust too little. Those who trust quickly often do so because they focus on the good in others or because they want relationships to work. Those who trust too little often do so because they've been disappointed before or because modern society teaches us to be skeptical. And both extremes reveal the same underlying truth: trust has become unpredictable, and people are trying to protect themselves. But if trust is so fragile, how does a society without trust even function? Surprisingly, societies don't collapse immediately. What actually happens is that trust gets replaced by systems of verification, surveillance, contracts, strict rules, and constant monitoring. Instead of assuming goodwill, everyone assumes risk. Instead of cooperation, there is compliance. People follow rules not because they believe in them, but because they fear the consequences. And while this can maintain order, it cannot create belonging. It cannot create happiness, and it cannot create genuine human connection. Organizations face the same challenge. In the corporate world, trust determines everything from employee well being to cooperation, communication, and productivity. When trust is absent, misunderstandings grow, conflict increases, and people stop sharing ideas. When trust is present, relationships flourish, creativity rises, and people feel like they are part of something larger than themselves. Trust, at its core, is a solution to modern social and ecological challenges because it enables groups of people to act together instead of apart. But rebuilding trust is not automatic. It requires emotional awareness, consistent behavior, transparency, and meaningful interactions. In a world that is getting faster, the only way to rebuild trust is to slow down when it comes to relationships, to give the time that trust requires, to create environments, whether in neighborhoods, workplaces, or communities, where people feel seen, valued, and included. Belonging does not appear on its own, it grows where trust is nurtured. Some people believe trust is naive, others believe mistrust is protective. But the truth lies in balance. Trust should be earned, but it should not be withheld forever. If we never trust, we never connect. If we never connect, we never belong. And if we never belong, then we lose the very thing that makes society feel like society: shared humanity. The takeaway is simple: trust is not built by grand gestures but by small, consistent actions. And in a world struggling with loneliness, division, and uncertainty, rebuilding trust, one interaction at a time, might be one of the most powerful things we can do.
This information is brought to you by Ramakrishna Surathu, author of the book You Are God, founder, developer, and chief executive officer of the self sustainable city